Hello everyone, I'm Corey Praiseworth and welcome to my Road to Recovery video. Today makes it exactly 16 weeks since I got out of surgery, or you can say 4 months since I got out of surgery, 4 months and 3 days. And a lot of people have been asking me, what's up with you? How you doing? What's going on? We saw your post on Instagram, we saw your post on Facebook. Are you okay? And all of that. That's what this video is for, to answer all those questions. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, share my story with you and my experiences, the lessons I've learned, and everything from trauma down to recovery. I'm still recovering though, but man, I'm way better than I used to be. I'm also making this video because when I had my own experience, I watched several videos like this and it really helped me go through it. It helped me understand so many things. And so I just thought, man, why don't you just do something to also help somebody? Nobody prays to have this kind of thing, but things happen. Things do happen. So I want you to join me as I take you down memory lane from the beginning right to where we are now. Let's go. So it all started on the 7th of February this year, when I had a spot injury. I broke my ankle, my left ankle, and it was horrible, man. My leg just turned to the left, and the next time I just realized that my leg was bent. It was totally like film trick. It happened on the pitch, and then the guys had to just rally around and get me into a vehicle and rush me straight to the hospital. So I got to the hospital and I had to do an x-ray. And from the x-ray I realized I had fractured my fibula and fractured my talus. Yes, called talus. And the doctor tried to do a closed reduction. That's, he tried to straighten the leg a bit, and then he got the POP for me. I had a POP on that leg, and the doctors told me one of the most scary things I've ever heard: we'll have to fix this with surgery. So that was a Friday. I had that injury on a Friday, on the 7th of February, and I was in the hospital for a few days. You get a bone injury, I think the best place you want to be is in an orthopedic hospital, not just a regular clinic. Well, obviously there are clinics that can take care of your bone injury, but I think the safest place to be is where you have enough professionals to look at the trauma and then make the best decisions. Because I was lucky, yeah, but there were already 1 or 2 mistakes made before I was eventually referred to a national orthopedic hospital. So as soon as I got to the orthopedic hospital here in Lagos, one thing that I kept on hearing over and over again was the fact that my POP was done wrongly and my leg was swollen, really swollen. They immediately got that cast off, and then I went to the excruciating, painful moment of changing my cast. Oh Lord, my wife can testify, it was painful. So it was very painful, man. I'm going to show you a video of that right now. I was screaming, and then I had these guys holding me, and my wife telling me, sorry Corey, don't worry, you'll be okay. And of course she was recording also. That's why I have this priceless clip. There's no food. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, my Father in heaven. Oh, I said, touch me. She refused. Oh, sorry. Oh, come on. These guys are terrible.
Sorry.
Very terrible human beings.
Sorry. Careful with your
neck. You're doing a great job.
Sorry. Careful with your neck.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Bro, it's okay now.
Can you mind
Now, so the guys had to straighten the leg a bit, which was really painful, and then they put a proper cast on for me. They changed the POP I had on initially because it was done wrongly. It was done halfway. It was done, I'll show you a picture of that right now. It was done just halfway up my leg, and then that made the leg really swollen. My leg was really swollen, and that was like the reason I was admitted, because they needed that swelling to go down. It was really important for the swelling to go down because the doctors could not go ahead with the surgery without the swelling relapsing, so they had to ensure that I had my leg elevated so that the swelling can go down. Next thing, I was wheeled to the ward where I was going to be on admission, and it was just like a strange world. It was like a dream. I was just wheeled through the corridor and everything, and I got into the hospital. It was like, God, I saw all manner of things, different kind of accidents, and I just thought to myself, I'm going to be for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks and stuff. Another thing is, the doctors told me if I had come straight to the orthopedic hospital, they would have done the surgery immediately. But because I went to a private hospital, they delayed me there, kept me there for some days, and then the swelling came, my leg was really swollen, and even the POP that was fixed on my leg in the private hospital wasn't properly fixed, so it was also contributed to the swelling. So I had to be admitted in the orthopedic hospital for a number of days to ensure swelling goes down before surgery day. So I was admitted into the ward, and man, I was just there getting used to all manner of things, man. Being in the same room with so many people, just looking at people with different kind of situations coming from surgery, and I was just watching, wondering, thinking about my own day of surgery. And then the doctor said they were going to be checking me just to be sure that the swelling is relapsing. So I was there, they're feeding us and taking care of us, taking injections in my tummy to allow for easy blood circulation because I was demobilized. I had to keep my leg elevated on my bed to ensure that the swelling just keeps going down. So I was just right there. They tried actually to give us some good food, which I'm going to show you. Let me quickly show you the food. I've been in the hospital ward. I had to get used to a whole lot of things, man. Taking your bath on your bed, using the toilet on your bed. I don't really like that part, but I have to say it. Doing every single thing on the bed because I was under strict instructions not to get down from the bed for any reason. It was interesting. I got to talk to people and meet people and share experiences. I was admitted on Wednesday, and so I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. And finally I saw the doctors coming on Monday to see me, and it was just like, wow, answered prayers, because I was just there on the bed with a heavy cast. I could hardly turn in the night when I was sleeping. I could not just wait for this surgery to be done so I could be done with it and stuff. So the doctors came and they asked for the cast to be removed. The cast was removed, and then my leg was exposed. The doctors looked at it, wrinkled toes, so that's good. The doctors were really optimistic that I would get into surgery soon enough. And the chief consultant just said, let's do this first tomorrow morning. I got excited. Early in the morning, the next day, which was a Tuesday morning, I had the oddly come in and then ask for me. And honestly, I felt like being in a prison. And then, when the warden comes and it's time for execution, did I just say that? But that's how I felt anyway. And the guy came and said, who is this person? And then the nurses came right around me and got me on top of the stretcher and then wheeled me out to the theater. I'll just fast forward. I got into the theater and all of those things, and the surgery was done. Okay, the surgery I underwent was called open reduction and internal fixation. So they had to open up my leg and then fix the bones with plates and screws, and then stitched it with staple pins. And then I was wheeled out of the theater straight to the radiology department to have an x-ray of the leg taken so they can see what it looked like after surgery. Okay, let me just quickly say this. After my surgery, I just had a bandage put over the wound, covered the wound. I didn't have a POP cast done for me. Now for some people, they'll have POP cast done for them. Just depends on the kind of trauma they suffered and how much stability they need on it for it to heal properly. And that was it. That was surgery. I was back to the ward. I was still good, feeling good. My legs, of course, were all dead because I was given an injection in my spine. The injection I was given in my spine deadened my legs. In fact, deadened my body from just below my chest downwards. I could hardly even cough when I was in theater because I couldn't feel my body, couldn't feel my tummy, and couldn't feel all these parts down. So up until after the surgery, my both legs were still numb. I couldn't feel my legs at all because the medication was still very much active and stuff. But then fast forward till later that night, it was awful. That was like the worst night of my life. It was terrible, terrible pain. Besides the fact that I think the nurse forgot to give me medication at some point, it was terrible. It was terrible. My leg was on fire, and I just cried the whole night till daybreak. It was so devastating, and I thought to myself, how many nights am I going to face this? Is this the only night? Am I going to feel like this tomorrow? Am I going to feel like this next 2 days? One thing I was sure was that I couldn't stand another night of that pain. It was so excruciating. It was terrible. It was terrible. I woke up the next morning just devastated and just tired. And I called my wife and I was just complaining about the pain and how the nurse forgot to give me my injection. And it was just frustrated. I was just frustrated with it. But then, after the whole pain, I kind of feel better. So a week later, the next Tuesday, the doctors came in to check my leg, to look at the wound. The doctor said, well, looks good. I think this guy's ready to go home. So you may be wondering why 2 incisions on my leg. I had an incision on the left and right side of my leg. The second one, the smaller one, was made because the surgeon noticed there was a bone stuck somewhere in my talus, so they had to open up the second part in order to get that bone out, and that's why I have 2 incisions. That day I was discharged, and the next day I was home.
Finally, we go home after 3 weeks. Be careful with the stairs.
So I had this injury on the 7th of February on a Friday, and then I had surgery done for me almost 2 weeks later, which was on the 18th of February. With that, after I was moved to an orthopedic hospital, and then I stayed an extra week after surgery in the hospital. Don't forget I said that the surgery will have been done immediately had it been I had gone to an orthopedic hospital immediately I sustained the injury. You should understand that it's not the same for everybody. Everybody has different bodies, different everything. For one reason or the other, some people could stay longer, some people could stay maybe shorter, I don't know. It depends on a whole number of factors. And trust me, leaving the hospital was like wonderful for me. So at this point, I think it's important I mention the fact that I think the most important thing to anybody anywhere should be your health. You should take time to really rest, take time to take care of yourself. And it's funny how we pursue every other thing, like every other thing is so important until we actually have issues with our health. Then we leave every other thing to pursue that one thing that's important, which is your health. I remember my wife's always telling me, rest, you need to sleep, are you still working? And I'll be editing videos and then going for shoots and all of that. But then this happened and then everything stopped. My laptop was closed, my camera was packed, and everything was on hold. I get to my wardrobe and I see like some clothes I've not worn in the last 4 months. And I just stressed that I forget that I ever have anything like that. I've not worn more than a t-shirt and a short in the past 4 months. And I'm still living and enjoying my life. And that just tells you that men should pay attention to your health. Really important, really important. And I kind of emphasize that. That's really important there. Really important. Praise God. Glory to God. I left the hospital and got home. And of course, I had to keep my legs elevated to avoid swelling. So after I'd gone home, I was given an appointment to return to the hospital a week later. And I went, and that was 2 weeks after surgery. and then the stitches were removed from the wound, and it was looking good. It was healing up real fine and nice. And then COVID-19! COVID was really devastating. I couldn't go physically for any kind of help in the hospital. I had to be careful. And then there was a lockdown for 2 weeks where nobody was allowed to go anywhere, and so we're just locked in and just tried to keep safe, and to also ensure that I was doing a little bit of exercises on my legs, and up and down, left and right, wiggle my toes so that the leg can start getting free and all of that. Hospitals were trying to be careful, and they had to send people home. Clinic had to be shut down temporarily. They were attending to only emergency cases, so I couldn't see the doctors during my normal clinical appointment. To just sit at home and wait for my leg to feel better. I had my surgeon's number, so I kept on talking with him. There was a lot of stiffness at that ankle because I had not used the leg in a long time, and so finally on the 5th week the bandage was removed, and I could have my leg breathe some fresh air. It was really a relieving time to have the bandage taken off. That was on the 5th week. I was going to have to repeat an x-ray after 12 weeks of surgery. So at the end of 12 weeks, I had an x-ray done again, and then I was told to start bearing partial weight on my left leg. All this while I've been working with my crutches, and just with one leg. But after the 12th week, the doctor looked at the x-ray. I sent it to him via WhatsApp, and he looked at it and said, "Oh, fine, it's good. You can start bearing partial weight on this leg." So this is the first time I started bearing partial weight on that left foot. That was 6 weeks after surgery. I began to bear partial weight on my left foot. This was the very, very first time I walked bearing partial weight on that leg. It wasn't really easy. It felt really different, but it was a new level of improvement, and I felt good about it. So this was 12 weeks after surgery. I was told to repeat the x-ray at 12 weeks, and this is what my leg looked like after 12 weeks of surgery. It was healing nice, and so that's the x-ray from 12 weeks post-surgery. And so I went back to the hospital, and I was given the go-ahead to bear full weight. I was given a walking stick first, just to help the transition, to make it a seamless transition. I used the small stick as a support to help my transition process, and that was it. – 12 weeks post-surgery, I began bearing full weight. So I had guys helping me out. I had people who were supporting me at all of those stages. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to my wife. My wife is right here. She's behind the camera. She was there every single step of the way. Even I was giving that headache during the period, but she was still there. All the love and all the tender care to ensure that I got everything I needed. And was always checking on me and everything, and talking to the guys to mobilize people to bring stuff for me and everything. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My wife really did a lot, because part nobody gets to see. I got home after 2 weeks, and I was at home and just in one position. Also, I thought it was nice. She's waking up, "Are you okay? Are you alright?" She really did a lot, to make me feel better, make me feel good, to take care of me and help my recovery process. And thank you to the guys that were on ground to really help me. Emmanuel was just something else. He was all over the place. Wally, shout out to Emmanuel HR, and to all my friends, to Tosin. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. A big shout out to the doctors, the surgeons at OB, and then the nurses in my ward, and like the MBA ward. They are just wonderful. They are just wonderful. They were really, really nice, and they really looked after not just me, all the patients that were there. a really great job done. Thank you to my colleagues at work. They're just wonderful. Everyone was running around me and they are doing their best to ensure that I was okay without any problems. Big shout out to my senior brother, Babui, for coming through and in this difficult time. A few times, I broke down crying because it was just overwhelming at some point. But then I had all these people around me, my wife, my brother, my colleagues, my friends, who were there to stand by me, to encourage me and to ensure that I will get out of this, really better and stronger. Thank you, everybody. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so that when we post a new video, you'll be the first to know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop your comments and questions. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.